Donald Trump is attempting to stay true to one of his worst promises on the campaign trail, and I'm here to explain that for you. So Reuters reports, President Trump is expected to sign executive orders starting on Wednesday, today, that include a temporary ban on most refugees and a suspension of visas for citizens of Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. So he's trying. I mean, remember, his promise on the campaign trail was, quote, a total and complete shutdown of Muslims coming into the U.S. So that's a ban on all Muslims coming into the U.S. 1.6 billion people. He goes, I don't know, close enough. You're close enough to ISIS or Al-Qaeda. You're a little girl from Yemen who's trying to escape a bomb. Well, you're close enough to ISIS or Al-Qaeda, so we're just not going to let you in here. That's what he promised on the campaign trail. Now, this is Donald Trump's version of being moderate on this issue. No, all Muslims. No, not all Muslims. But let's do a ban on refugees and a ban for visas for citizens of Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. By the way, what do most of the names on that list have in common? We're bombing those places. Isn't that a cute little trick? We bomb the pants off you. If you're somebody who's innocent, who happens to be in that country, who wants to keep living, well, we're certainly not going to let you come here. So we'll ruin your life over there, and then if you try to make it better and come here to escape it, we're not going to let you. Morals and values, world policemen, humanitarianism, human rights, altruism, that's what we're fighting for all around the world. Now, more importantly perhaps, weird, certain countries are left off of that list. I don't see Qatar over here. Could it be because he has some golf courses in Qatar and he's friendly with the government in Qatar? And all the wealthy, elite Muslims in those countries, oh, they're my friends, my Muslim friends. They get a pass. Nobody else gets a pass. They get a pass. So Qatar's not on the list. Pakistan's not on the list. And would you look at that? Saudi Arabia is not on the list. Saudi Arabia, the home of Wahhabism. The home of the most ultra-conservative, fundamentalist interpretation of Islam. The most far right-wing interpretation of Islam. They get a total pass. Wahhabis get a total pass. I just told you in the other segment, I tell you virtually every day. Saudi Arabia, they've officially declared all atheist terrorists. I am a terrorist in the eyes of the Saudi government. They behead people for sorcery and witchcraft and drug smuggling. Women are second-class citizens. They have a guardianship system for women. Did you know that? Oh, you want to go to the store? No, I'm not going to let you. I'm the man. I own you. I control you. Now, he goes, people from there, totally cool. People from Iran, now they're officially an enemy of the United States of America. So even though they are relatively much more moderate than Saudi Arabia, don't get me wrong, they're no prize. They're a Shia Islamist government. But Shia Islamism, as grotesque and bad as it is, it ain't nearly as fundamentalist and conservative as Wahhabism. Now, does Trump know the difference between Sunni and Shia? No, of course not. Of course not. In fact, it happened during the campaign. He didn't know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah. He didn't know the difference between the Kurds and the Quds Force. And he indicated multiple times he doesn't know the difference between Sunni and Shia. And apparently, none of his dumbass advisors do either. Because they'll tell you, oh, terrorism. This is just to keep the American people safe from terrorism. When was the last time an Iranian did a terrorist attack in the United States of America? When was the last time a Shia Muslim did a terrorist attack in the United States of America? I'll wait. I'll wait. The problem is the Wahhabists. The problem is the ultra-conservative Sunni interpretation of Islam. They don't know this. They don't know any of this. I don't know, just to lump them in there. But don't do it with the countries that are super rich, who are our buddies, even if they have the worst of all the ideologies. And by the way, even banning people coming from Saudi Arabia would be wrong. Why? Because it's not all the citizens who are the problem. Blanket thinking is reserved for groups that you already find unpalatable. So this would be the equivalent of somebody in a different country saying about the United States of America, oh, whoa, let's pump our brakes here. We're not going to accept any refugees. We're not going to accept any immigrants who are white males from the United States of America. Now you go, why? Well, look, we have statistics. Facts are facts, right? Over 60% of mass shootings in the United States of America are done by white males. I don't want to roll the dice. I don't want to take a chance. What if I let you in here and you do mass shootings? That is exactly analogous to the idea of, I'm not going to let anybody from Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, or Yemen because radical Islam. So nobody's saying radical Islam isn't a problem. Of course it is. Nobody's saying mass shootings in the United States of America aren't a problem. Of course it is. But your solution is to crack down on way too many people. So you're creating a great number of victims in your generalized, yes, bigoted way of thinking. You know, the United States of America, we have a very rigorous, rigid, strict background check system. We do biometric screening. Multiple government agencies are involved in checking whether or not somebody coming into our country is a terrorist, is unpalatable, has all these problems, has all these issues. It takes a year on average for somebody to get in here once they try to get in here. Not enough for Donald Trump. Not enough for the far right. It's never enough, never enough. I don't know, your skin is a little bit darker than mine. You look vaguely, Arab. So I'm just going to assume the first thing, you're Muslim. And then based off that, I'm going to say, no way. So it's a deep injustice. How many innocent people are going to be blocked out because of this dragnet effectively? How many people? None of them. None of you can come to the United States. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're for argument's sake, secular, liberal Iranian and the government is persecuting you. I don't care if you are, for example, a liberal Muslim who's trying to make Iraq more democratic and less conservative. I don't care about your personal story. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a child. I don't care about any of it. Gone. I'm not interested. If you're from Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Sudan, or Yemen, we're not going to let you in here. Plain and simple. And I haven't even brought up the fact that the United States of America is funding the worst offender, Saudi Arabia, giving them weapons and money. And Saudi Arabia turns around and does what? Gives weapons and funding to Al-Qaeda on the ground in Yemen. You think it's a conspiracy theory. You think it is a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. Why are they doing that? Because the Shia Houthi rebels took over Yemen. And they say, we need Sunni fighters on the ground to fight back against them. Who are the Sunni fighters on the ground in Yemen? Al-Qaeda. Give them arms, give them funding. And the Saudi government themselves are bombing open-air markets, schools, hospitals, mosques in Yemen, killing civilians brazenly, all with U.S. weapons and U.S. support. So the sick joke of all of it, as Donald Trump fear-mongers about, yes, all Muslims, the United States is backing jihadists. And we're not only doing it in Yemen, of course, we're also doing it in Syria, those unpalatable Syrian rebels who over 60% of them are Islamists and jihadists, according to a study that we discussed recently. Over 60% of them are extremists. But the United States has no problem funding those people to wreak havoc on innocent people in the Middle East. And then we turn around and when those people try to run away, we go, not today. No way. You're staying there. Why? You might be an extremist.